For the layperson, fantasy literature begins and ends with The Lord of the Rings, but in reality, the genre actually has a rich and varied history. A range of wildly creative works have grown out from it, and in this series, we'll be exploring some of those works, starting with the King of Elfland's Daughter. The King of Elfland's Daughter might be the most influential fantasy book you've never heard of. It's beloved by everyone from Neil Gaiman to H.P. Lovecraft to Fritz Leiber. It was also published in 1924, a whole 13 years before J.R.R. Tolkien's The Hobbit. So, to call this a seminal work would be kind of an understatement. The novel itself is set in the fictional kingdom of Earl, a mundane and quiet land. The story begins when the Parliament of Earl makes a simple request to be ruled by a magic lord. And so the king sends his young son Alveric to wed Lisriel, the princess of Elfland. Elfland, a place beyond the fields we know where time moves slowly in perpetual calm. The King of Elfland is a powerful sorcerer who wishes to keep his daughter forever safe, but Lisriel yearns to see the earth and accompanies Elveric back to his kingdom where they wed and conceive a child. But as the years pass and Lisriel grows homesick, her father unleashes a powerful spell and steals her back to her birthplace. In response, Alveric, now king, embarks on a hopeless quest to find Elfland once again, though the magic country now eludes his presence. And as he leaves the kingdom in the hands of his son Orion, the magic lord which the Parliament of Earl so desired, supernatural forces begin to flood their land and forever change the simple ways of men. It is a story steeped within the fairy tale tradition which fantasy evolved from. While other fantasy writers drew influence from Arthurian romances and Norse myths, the King of Elfland's Daughter feels more reminiscent of the tales written by Hoffmann and the Brothers Grimm. It has the same wide-eyed sense of wonder and the same reverence for magic that these stories had. And the book excels in its depiction of magic. The fairy world of Elfland is beautiful, dangerous, and strange. It's a land where colours shine more deeply and voiceless songs echo. Its magic defies human comprehension and obeys a logic wholly its own. The author, Lord Dunsany, renders such wonder through careful prose, such as when the King of Elfland unleashes the magic of his last rune. He opened the coffer with a spell, for it opened to no key, and taking it from an ancient parchment scroll, he read from it while his daughter wept. And the words of the rune as he read were like the notes of a band of violins, all played by masters chosen from many ages, hidden on midsummer's midnight in a wood, with a strange moon shining, the air full of madness and mystery, and, lurking close but invisible, things beyond the wisdom of man. Magic exists beyond the wisdom of man in this story. It is not some tool for them to wield, and it cares nothing for their earthly concerns. When magic overruns Earl, will-o'-the-wisps begin thronging the streets. Strange shapes start to prowl in the darkness, and the air itself becomes thick with magic. The patient, ordinary lives of human beings becomes impossible against such splendor. At times, Dunsany uses this magic as a metaphor for our own wild fancies, our imaginations burning bright within the chill nothingness of space. The character most cynical of magic, the Freya, is also the most staid, and though this cynicism turns out to be justified, one cannot help but find his bell and his candlestick rather dull when compared to the immense beauty of the stars above. And though he might claim that magic is a cursed thing, beyond salvation, I don't believe that the author agrees. Dunsany probes the mundane world for traces of magic and describes it in loving detail. He looks behind shadows and groves for the presence of creatures hitherto unknown. He considers how a single misstep can break the spell of tranquility that's bound an entire forest. He respects the magic of an artist and considers their talent as one for perceiving a greater world. He breathes new life into the everyday sights of the world and inspires a revived reverence for them. And this obsession with magic, with the strange and the otherworldly, resonates throughout the entire book. Alveric becomes obsessed with finding his fairy bride once he loses her. Orion is a hunter, obsessed with the mysteries of the woods. The townsfolk of Earl desire and dread magic by turns, allowing it to rule their lives. It consumes each character, and they become defined by their obsessions. This allows Dunsany to paint each character in broad strokes without detracting much from the richness of the story. Because it follows in the tradition of fairy tales, we're not given a detailed picture of the protagonists' inner lives. However, we are shown how each character becomes obsessed by a single idea, be it a strange land, a fantastic beast, or a full moon, and this reinforces the main theme of the book. Magic finds its way through all things, and it is always there to ensnare the unsuspecting. However, magic can also inspire us, and the King of Elfland's Daughter is a testament to that. Dunsany speaks of the untold histories that are hidden within every glen and every stream, and he makes the world seem all the more fantastic for it. His novel can be read as a warning against too much magic, but I think that it's actually trying to warn us about holding magic to our own terms. Alveric refuses to understand that his immortal bride will never learn the ways of the earth, and the people of Earl cower from magic because they cannot comprehend it. But it would be far wiser to look upon magic as Lord Dunsany looks at it, as the sense of mystery and awe that pervades the cosmos, a vast unknowable beauty, but one that can be found within the slightest thing. Thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed this video, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe.